CIET NCERT presents audiobook Poorvi, Textbook of English for Grade 7.
Page number 16, Unit 1. Try again. Let us do these activities before we read. The first question, who inspires you to do your best? The second question, work in pairs. Identify what you see in the pictures given below. What can we learn from them? Share your answers with your classmates and the teacher. There are some pictures given here. Let us understand each picture carefully. The first picture is of a honeycomb. Some honeybees are also flying. The second picture is of a cobweb, where a spider is resting in her cobweb. The third picture shows some birds flying. In the fourth picture, a bird is building her nest. The fifth picture is of some ants. The sixth and the last picture is of a tree which is laden with some apples. Page number 17. Let us read. King Bruce of Scotland flung himself down, in a lonely mood to think. It is true he was monarch and wore a crown, but his heart was beginning to sink. For he had been trying to do a great deed, to make his people glad. He had tried and tried, but couldn't succeed, and so he became quite sad. He flung himself down in low despair, as grieved as man could be, and after a while he pondered there. "I'll give it all up," said he. Now just at that moment a spider dropped, with its silken, filmy clue. And the king, in the midst of his thinking, stopped to see what the spider would do. It was a long way up to the ceiling dome, and it hung by a rope so fine that how it would get to its cobweb home, King Bruce could not divine. At the bottom of this page, there is a picture. On the right-hand side, some fire is burning. On the left, the king is resting, thinking of what he would do. Page number 18. It soon began to cling and crawl, straight up with strong endeavour, but down it came with a slippery sprawl, as near to the ground as ever. Up it ran, not a second to stay, to utter the least complaint, till it fell still lower, and there it lay, a little dizzy and faint. Its head grew steady, and again it went, and travelled a half a yard higher. It was a delicate thread it had to tread, and a road where its feet would tire. Again it fell and swung below, but again it quickly mounted, till up and down, now fast, now slow. 9 brave attempts were counted. "Sure," cried the king, "that foolish thing will strive no more to climb, when it toils so hard to reach and cling, and tumbles every time." But up the insect went once more. Ah me, it is an anxious minute. He's only a foot from his cobweb door. Oh say, will he lose or win it? Steadily, steadily, inch by inch, higher and higher he got, and a bold little run at the very last pinch put him into his native cot. "Bravo, bravo!" the king cried out. "All honour to those who try." The spider up there defied despair. He conquered, and why shouldn't I? And Bruce of Scotland braced his mind, and gossips tell the tale, that he tried once more as he tried before, and that time did not fail. This poem is written by Eliza Cook. On the left side of this page, there is a picture of a cobweb where the spider is seen trying to climb up the cobweb. Page number 19. Let us discuss. Question 1. Complete the summary of the poem by filling in the blanks with suitable words from the text given below in the box. Share your answers with the teacher. An example has been given. The words are tried, mounted, despair, attempts, great, conquered, low, strive. The poem, written in a narrative style, tells the story of King Bruce of Scotland, who was feeling fill in the blank, after failing multiple times to achieve something, fill in the blank, for his people. In a moment of fill in the blank, he observed a spider trying to reach its web high above. The spider, fill in the blank, every time it fell after getting close to its goal. It made 9, fill in the blank, and finally succeeded. The king said that the spider had, fill in the blank, and so would he. Inspired by the spider's determination, King Bruce decided to, fill in the blank. When he, fill in the blank, this time he ultimately succeeded. Exercise 2. Complete the following sentences suitably. Question 1. We can say that the poet uses the narrative style because, fill in the blank. Question 2. The central idea of the poem is, fill in the blank. The third exercise is, pick 3 examples from the poem for each of the following. Question 1. Lines that describe the spider's efforts. Question 2. Alliteration, which is the repetition of the same consonant sounds at the beginning of closely connected words. Exercise 4. Why does the poet repeat the following words or phrases in the poem? The words are tried and tried, steadily, steadily, up, up. Exercise 5. Fill in the blanks by choosing the correct answer from within the brackets. The first question is, the rhyme scheme of the poem is, fill in the blank, and the options are AABB / ABBA / ABAB. The second question is, bravo is an example of, fill in the blank, and the options are conjunction / interjection / adjective. The third question is, the poet uses it was and it is for the sake of, fill in the blank. The options are rhythm / rhyme / contraction. Page number 20. Exercise 6. The spider's climbing is compared to King Bruce's own struggles. Just as the spider repeatedly attempts to reach its web, Bruce is trying to achieve a great deed for his people. This poetic device is called metaphor. It strengthens the poem's message about perseverance. Keep trying till we succeed. A metaphor is a figure of speech that involves an implied comparison between two unlike things without using like, as, or as. It suggests that one thing is another, highlighting similarities between them to add deeper meaning or understanding. Here is an exercise. Read the following sentences and identify metaphors and similes. Write M for metaphor and S for simile. The first one is, he ran as fast as a cheetah. Now mention M for a metaphor and S for a simile. The next one is, the world is a stage. The next one is, the night was as dark as coal. And the next one is, he sang like an angel. The next one is, her voice was music to his ears. The classroom was a zoo. The baby slept like a log. Her smile was as bright as the sun. The next and the last one is, the lake was a mirror reflecting the sky. The next exercise. Read the following sentences and transform the similes to metaphors and metaphors to similes. 2 examples have been given. The first example is, knowledge spreads like the branches of a mighty tree. And let's change it into a metaphor. Knowledge is a spreading branch of a mighty tree. The next example, his courage was a beacon guiding us through the storm. Let us see how this example is turned into a simile. His courage was as bright as a beacon guiding us through the storm. And the next example is, his courage was like a beacon guiding us through the storm. The third question is, the book was a treasure chest filled with endless adventures. The fourth question is, her laughter was a melody that brightened the darkest days. Page number 21. The fifth question is, the mountain stood as a guard watching over the valley below. The sixth question, the night was like a velvet cloak wrapping the world in mystery. The seventh and the last one is, her thoughts were like butterflies in a summer meadow. Let us think and reflect. Question 1. Read the extracts given below and answer the questions that follow. The first extract is, he flung himself down in low despair, as grieved as man could be, and after a while he pondered there. I'll give it all up, said he. Now just at that moment a spider dropped, with its silken, filmy clue. Question 1. Select the phrase which shows the physical expression of the king's emotional state. Question 2. Why does the poet use the word low before despair? Question 3. Choose the correct option to complete the sentence. In the line, and after a while he pondered there. The word pondered means, fill in the blank. The options are paused, thought, noticed, rested. Question 4. Choose the correct option from the words given in the brackets. The phrase, silken filmy clue, creates an image of something that is, fill in the blank, and the options are long and light / very delicate and soft. On the right hand side, there is a picture of the king, where he looks a little sad and he's pondering. Question 2. When it toils so hard to reach and cling and tumbles every time, but up the insect went once more. Ah me, it's an anxious minute. He's only a foot from his cobweb door. Oh say, will he lose or win it? Now the questions for this extract are, question 1. Choose the correct option to complete the analogy. Toil, hard, fill in the blank. The options are roll, tumble, tumble, circle, compress, roll, jump, tumble. On the right hand side of this page, there is a picture of the cobweb and the spider which was trying to climb up the cobweb. Page number 22. The next question is, list any two characteristics of the spider highlighted in the line, but up the insect went once more. Question number 3. Choose the correct option to complete the sentence. The expression, ah me, in the extract indicates a sense of, fill in the blank. The options are happiness, stress, relief, loneliness. Question number 4. Complete the sentence with an appropriate reason. Readers are able to relate to this extract because, fill in the blank. Now, let us understand the questions of the next exercise. Answer the following questions. Question number 1. How does the first stanza help in setting the mood of the poem? Question number 2. Describe how King Bruce's attitude changes from the beginning towards the end of the poem. Question 3. The poet describes every action of the spider in great detail. What does this tell us about his attitude towards the spider? Question number 4. How does the spider inspire us to overcome despair and not give up? Question number 5. The poem teaches us that failures are stepping stones to success. Explain. Question number 6 and the last question is, the spider's journey tells us that anyone can be a source of inspiration in our lives. Elaborate. Let us learn. Write the opposites of the following words taken from the poem. The first word is up. The second word is fast. The third word is glad. The fourth word is win. The fifth and the last word is succeed. On the right hand side of this page, there is a picture of a little girl. The girl looks happy and she is carrying a trophy in her hand and she looks very, very excited. Page number 23. Exercise 2. Choose the correct meaning of the underlined words in the following sentences from the box given below. Frame sentences of your own for these words. Let us understand some of the meanings given here in a box. The first one is work very hard and / or for a long time. The second one is prepare themselves for something difficult. The third one is an attempt to do something new or difficult. The fourth and the last one is to try very hard to achieve something. Let us now understand the questions. The first one is, please make every endeavor to arrive on time. The word endeavor is underlined in this sentence. The second question is, ants toil tirelessly to save food for rainy season. The word toil is underlined in this sentence. The third question is, we encourage all students to strive to do their best. The word strive is underlined in this sentence. The fourth and the last question is, the sailors braced themselves against the strong wind. The word braced is underlined in the fourth sentence. The next exercise is, the poem uses words that show distance. For example, a long way up, inch by inch, higher and higher, half yard higher. Classify the words or phrases in the box given below based on the distance, far or near, and write in the space provided. You may take the help of a dictionary. Now, some of the words given to you are proximity, middle of nowhere, vicinity, adjacent, remoteness, yonder, afar, a stone's throw, light year, hairline, farther. Page number 24. Question 4. Read the following line from the poem. It was a delicate thread it had to tread. Now repeat the lines 5 to 6 times. Are you able to say it clearly? Create more tongue twisters of your own. Let us listen. Exercise 1. You will listen to a story about an ant. Read the questions given below, and before you listen, guess the answers to these questions. Transcript for the teacher on page 40. The first question is, what was the ant known for? And the options are determination, strength, wisdom. Question 2. Why was the ant unable to take the roti home? And the options are, it was stuck under a rock, it was too heavy to carry, it was pulled by other ants. Question 3. What was the bird doing? The options are, playing with the ant, searching for food, picking up leaves. Question number 4 is, how did the bird make the ant feel? The options are proud, inspired, or relaxed. The fifth and the last question is, how did the fellow ants help? How did the fellow ants help? The options are by advising the ant continuously, by standing still near the ant. And the last option is by joining the ant in her efforts. Exercise 2. Now listen to the story once again, and as you listen, check whether your answers are correct. Page number 25. Let us speak. Narrate a personal experience about a time when you were motivated by someone or something to carry on and never give up. Your perseverance helped you. Use the following sentence prompts as a guide for your narration. Use as per your topic. The first example is introduction, and the prompt is, I remember a time when I felt like giving up. It was when. You can continue with the narration. The second one is, there was a moment in my life when I faced a big challenge. It happened when. Now continue with the narration after this. The second situation is, describe the challenge. And the prompts are, the challenge I faced was. Continue with the narration. I was struggling with. Continue with the narration here. The next one is, the problem seemed too big because. Continue with the narration here. The third prompt is, feeling disheartened. At first, I felt discouraged and thought about giving up because. I didn't think I could succeed because. Continue with the narration here. I felt upset and wanted to leave because. Continue with the narration. The next situation is the source of motivation, and the prompts are, but then I saw / heard / read about. The next is someone / something inspired me to keep going? It was... Continue with the narration here. I remembered the poem, Do Not Quit. Continue with the narration here and fill up the blanks. The next situation is taking action. And the prompts are, after feeling inspired, I decided to... Continue with the narration here. I gathered my strength and... With a new sense of willpower, I asked for help from... Wherever I stop, you have to continue with the narration. Let us understand the next situation. The result. In the end, I was able to, thanks to standing firm and never giving up, I achieved. I felt proud because it was worth it because... The seventh and the last situation is reflection. And the prompts are, this experience taught me that I learned that perseverance is the key to success. Now, I always remember to, the last point is, the lesson I learned from this is... Now, continue with the narration. Page number 26. Let us write. King Bruce was inspired by the spider that kept on trying till it was successful. Think about the steps you can take to overcome a difficult situation and write them down. Now, write a letter to your cousin on how you plan to overcome any difficult situation. Also, advise not to quit and persevere. Remember to use transition words like to begin with, next, after that, then, finally, to share the steps of your plan. Some examples are given to help you out. You may begin this way. The address of the sender is given here, 20, Rajendra Nagar, Jeevanpur in the next line, leave space, and write down the date. For example, 23rd August 2025. Leave a line and mention the salutation. Dear Monica. In the next line, you may begin the letter. Thank you for your letter asking me about, and here you continue with the content. And in the next example, you can end the letter this way. Yours affectionately, followed by the name of the sender. Let us explore. The first exercise. Collect folk songs in your own language that connect us with nature and compile them as a class project. Exercise 2. Did you know that spiders are not insects? They belong to a group called the arachnids. Observe a spider and an ant from a distance and note down the differences between them. Share your observations with your classmates. Ask your science teacher for more information to know about spiders better. Exercise 3. Let us learn how to weave a spider web. Point 1. Take 3 sticks, each about 8 inches long, and a roll of old wool. Point 2. Tie the sticks together in the center with the wool. Figure 1. Point 3. Start weaving the web by putting a loop around every stick. Figures 2 and 3. Page number 27. Point 4. Complete the web and tie the thread in a knot on the stick where the web is complete. Figure 4. All the 4 figures are given on page number 27. Now decorate it with words and phrases you learnt about the spider in the poem or anything else that you like.
Poorvi, you were just listening to this audiobook, Textbook of English for Grade 7. Narration, Neha Beniwal. Sound recordist, Manju Kumari. Production assistant, Amarjeet Sarkar. Directed and produced by Vimalesh Chaudhary. This audiobook is brought to you by CIET NCERT, New Delhi, India.